So this is it possible to beat Five Nights at Freddy's 2 without using the lights? Very interesting because it doesn't seem difficult at first glance, but when you think about it, goddamn, it's really hard. Especially, dude, just shining the light down the hallway in FNAF 2 is so important. I remember pressing the control key to turn on my flashlight pretty much every second to see what was going on down there. Just a quick little flash. Not having that is crazy. And you freak out when you cannot use your flashlight in normal playthroughs. When Balloon Boy takes your batteries, that stupid little bitch, even though it's only like 15 seconds, you feel like you're gonna die. Never having lights, it's actually like incomprehensible. So anyway, let's give it a watch and see how this is possible. Or not possible, you never know when you watch these videos.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in today's video What? Hello?
Hello, is this the Chicken Ninja?
Yeah? Wait, who are you?
It's me, Mappet from the game Theory.
Okay, how did you get my phone number and why are you calling me?
Because Chicken Ninja, the people want FNAF 2 without using the lights.
What? I'm not gonna do that.
Listen, you have to do it or else.
Or else what? You're not gonna do anything.
Or else I will make a game theory on why you get absolutely no.
What are you even talking about? There's literally no point, like, what are you even doing?
Oh my god, Mad Pat! Why doesn't it say featuring Mad Pat in the title? It's so huge. What a crazy collab. No wonder this video has like 6 million views. They must all be coming from Mad Pat.
Why you are a stupid dumb. This is because scientifically.
Okay, I'll do it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I escaped the insane asylum that they tried to put me in. And I'm back with a vengeance to kill some quirky animatronics without raising my electrical bill. That's right, we're of course beating Five Nights at Freddy's 2 without using the lights. Right now, you're probably thinking to yourself, only a madman would attempt this challenge. And you're right. As you can guess, the rules for this challenge are pretty simple. We're gonna attempt to beat the entirety of Five Nights at Freddy's 2 without using any lights. What exactly counts as using a light? I'm not telling you. That's for later in the video. So without further ado...
It is funny too, because when I was yapping at the start of this video trying to preface it, I was like, there's like a lot, like lights are kind of weird in FNAF 2. Like lights for one, it's like you know what it is. This one, it is going to be quite strange, so I'm curious.
Let's just get straight into the challenge. But before we can actually start, I'm going to do a quick gameplay explanation. Again, if you've already played this game or you've seen somebody else play it, then you can skip to the timestamp on screen. But if you feel like being nice and, you know, maybe giving me some extra watch time, or you have absolutely no idea what's going on, listen up because I'm gonna explain it. So, believe it or not, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is a lot like Five Nights at Freddy's 1.
Nice.
You play as a security guard for a pizzeria. Your job is to survive from 12 to 6 a.m., which is 6 minutes and 48 seconds in real time. And to do this, you need to protect yourself from the massive amount of animatronics trying to kill you. Much like the first game, you have a camera system which you can use to keep track of all the animatronics.
Is FNAF 1 and 2, is that like the biggest jump in terms of like animatronics, like the amount of new guests that appear? Because man, I remember I was scared to even start playing FNAF 2 because of how overwhelming it felt with all of the new cast of characters. It just felt like how do you manage it, you know what I mean? Right here, like again, how are you going to live not using a flashlight here? I just don't get it.
But what you might have noticed is that this time we do not have any doors. Luckily, we are given...
Dude, seeing that little fuck run down, dude, the fucking line in the first game. I think it's my favorite, like, I guess I'll just say animation of all FNAF games. Seeing Foxy run through the hallway on FNAF 1, it gets me every time.
Two things to help us survive, the first thing being a Freddy Fazbear mask. This mask can be used to fool the animatronics that get into our room into thinking that we are an animatronic, which will make them leave. And the next thing is a flashlight, which we're obviously going to talk about later. A lot of the animatronics have very specific ways to get rid of them, but I'm going to talk about those later when they're actually relevant. The one thing I'm going to talk about now, though, is the music box. The music box is used to keep one of the animatronics tame. That animatronic is the marionette. Over time, the meter on the music box will slowly go down, and your job is to rewind the music box remotely from your cameras. If you don't do this and the meter runs all the way out, then you die. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to be talking about anything else that's relevant in the next nights, So let's get into night 1. That's right, guess what we get to do in night 1? Absolutely nothing.
I even attempted to get into his office. Now, from what we know, that should...
On night 1 from 12 to 2 a.m., no animatronic is allowed to move. And to make this even better, the meter on the music box won't actually go down. So there is literally nothing that we have to worry about.
I somehow never realized this when I was playing. Same like with FNAF 3. That's crazy.
So what am I gonna do during the downtime between 12?
I wonder what the percentage chances of dying in night 1 for FNAF 1. Like if you don't touch anything, what percentage chance you have of dying? I'm curious. Juju, thank you for the follow. Welcome.
The 2, I'm gonna tell you about today's sponsor. I'm kidding. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna quickly explain the AI of this game and how animatronics move. I'm not gonna go as in-depth as I did in my first video, so if you want to see an in-depth analysis on the AI, go check out my first video that I did. Alright, to start off the night, every single animatronic is given an AI difficulty. This number ranges from 1 to 20 and will change throughout the night, but that doesn't really matter. Every few seconds, there's a chance for any of the animatronics to move. Once the movement opportunity has occurred, the game's gonna choose a random number between 1 and 20. Then they'll compare this number to your AI difficulty, and if the AI difficulty is greater than or equal to the randomly generated number, then the animatronic is going to move.
Easy peasy.
If not, they're gonna stay where they are and they're gonna contemplate their life choices.
I love that look.
And that's as easy as I can explain it. During this night, there are 3 different animatronics that we have to worry about: Toy Freddy, Toy Chica, and Toy Bonnie. Usually during a regular playthrough, you can use all 3 different types of lights to track these animatronics. The first light you can use is your flashlight. You shine this light down the hallway in front of you to see any incoming animatronics. Almost every single animatronic will appear in the hallway, but only 2 will actually come through the hallway. Those 2 being Toy Freddy and Withered Freddy. The rest of them are going to go to the adjacent party rooms and go into one of the vents. If an animatronic is in one of these party rooms, you can open up your camera system and use the camera lights to see if they're actually in there. This is super useful because it allows you to actually see where the animatronics are. If you don't use this, then there's pretty much no use to the cameras because you can't see anything. The third and final light are the vent lights. These are used to see if an animatronic is actually ready to kill you. These are a lot like the door lights in FNAF 1. They tell you if an animatronic is ready to attack or not, and if they are, then you just put on your mask and then they'll leave. So in terms of what lights we're going to be using for night 1, none of them. Like I said, the only active animatronics in this night are Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, and Toy Chica. All of these animatronics can be dealt with by using the Freddy mask, so all I'm gonna do is switch between winding up the music box and putting on my Freddy mask,
I love when
and
Bonnie
that's pretty much it.
when you have the mask
There's a lot
on,
of things that I tried out specifically for this challenge, but they become more relevant in later nights, so I'm gonna talk about them then. And other than that, I don't have much to say about this night. It's really just me sitting in my mask until I have to wind up the music box, and that's it. Hey, did you...
Okay, buddy, Trailblazer Reddit misses you. It's unfortunate. I don't have new pics of her to post on there. If only I was, allowed to post, like, my ka-ching pictures or something like that, but that Reddit's a little bit too tough on me.
See the intro card? Now we have 3 more animatronics to deal with. There's 2 really big changes in this challenge during this night, and the first one's pretty obvious. It's this piece of shit.
Oh my god.
If you didn't know already, Withered Foxy is the only animatronic in the entire game that can't be fooled by the mask.
Yeah.
You want to know how to get rid of him? The freaking flashlight.
Exactly! So how do you deal with it?
Light.
See, that's what I imagined. That's exactly what my entire playthrough looked like. 21 flashes. FME, thank you for the follow.
Yeah, my control key it's sad. How does Foxy work, you may be asking? I'm not 100% sure, but I think I know. It uses the exact same movement opportunity as the regular animatronics that I talked about in night 1. The only difference is that there's a counter that starts at 50 and slowly goes down to 0. If this number hits 0 and he has a successful movement opportunity, then you're dead. The way to...
No way are we actually just gonna, like, hope. Every single night, there's no way. There's no way.
To combat this is by using your flashlight. Every single time you use your flashlight, the counter is reset to 50 and he can't kill you.
It resets to 50? Oh my god, dude. I would flash him like every 2 seconds when I played.
So what does that mean for this challenge? Hello everybody, welcome back to Five Nights at Freddy's 2 without using the lights, but we use the flashlight. I'm your host, Chicken Ninja 42, and today we're going to be looking at angry comments from 6-year-olds because I use the flashlight. But all jokes aside, I use the flashlight. The only reason is because this challenge would be purely impossible without using the flashlight. But the flashlight was the only exception I was willing to make. I'm still not going to be using any camera lights or vent lights throughout this entire challenge. And if you think adding the ability to use the flashlight is going to make this challenge any bit easier, yeah, you're wrong. But now that I'm done rambling on about Foxy, it's about time we start talking about the vents themselves. In this night, we have 4 different vent animatronics: Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, Balloon Boy, and Mangle. I'll be talking about each of these animatronics individually, starting with Toy Bonnie. To show you the movement patterns of every single animatronic, I got this very confusing map off Google.
Holy shit. Sorry, I'm just like actually following lines right now. I did not realize that like Mangle started in like Kids Cove. Look at the other line. I don't even think I knew that Mangle could come through the vent. That makes sense why all of a sudden Mangle would just be in my room and I'd have no idea why. Foxy just makes the beeline for you. Withered animatronics, also pretty much straight line. Huh. I like it, man. I like looking at this.
As you can hopefully see, Toy Bonnie goes from the show stage to the main hall, and then he can either go into party room 4 or 3. From there, he can go into party room 2, which is connected to our right vent. And obviously, this is the vent that he goes through.
Yeah.
Once he enters the vent, we'll be able to see him on the camera. After another successful movement, he'll be in his kill stage. To avoid the jump scare, we need to put on our mask and wait for him to go across the screen. Once he disappears from our screen, we're safe and we can go back to normal. The next animatronic, Toy
Why does he keep saying he for Bonnie? I don't understand.
Chica, is literally the exact same as Bonnie, but on the left side. The only 2 differences being that you can see her character model down the hallway, and also once Toy Chica is in her kill stage, she won't do the same animation as Bonnie. Instead of moving across the screen, once you put your mask down for a while, then she'll just go back to the show stage. The way that I knew these 2 were in the vent without using my lights was through this noise.
They're non-binary. Okay, I'll fess up. I had to wait long enough for someone in the YouTube comments to get angry. Yeah, I know, okay? I know that it's correct. But not in my brain, okay? Bonnie is a cute, innocent girl. Adorable. Must protect. Worth protecting. Always buy her pizza bagel bites when you take her to the grocery store. And she asks. She deserves the world.
This noise plays whenever an animatronic enters a vent. So if I heard this noise at least 2 times, then that means there was 2 movement opportunities in the vent, which means they could be in their kill stage. So I would keep my mask down for a while, and if I saw Bonnie go across the screen, then I knew it was Bonnie. And if I heard the same noise play a while after I had my mask down, then it was most likely Chica returning to the show stage. The next animatronic I want to talk about is Mangle. Mangle has the exact same movement patterns as Toy Bonnie, the only differences being that instead of starting off in the show stage, Mangle starts off in Kids Cove. And also, you can see Mangle down the hallway unlike Toy Bonnie.
All bunnies are female. It's so true, though.
Mangle will play the exact same vent noise when she goes into the vent, but once she's in her kill stage, she'll play this noise instead.
Dude, that is music to my ears.
This is how I knew she was in her kill stage. When I heard that noise, I would put on my mask and keep it on until the noise stopped and I heard a vent noise. Then I knew it was safe to take the mask off. Alright, now the final one we have to talk about is Balloon Boy. Balloon Boy doesn't even know how to spell the word movement. He starts off in the game room camera, and then once he has a successful movement
just in your
opportunity,
room.
he jumps directly to our vent camera.
I
We
love
know
him.
he's in the vent once a vent noise plays and one of these 3 sound
Hey,
effects
Fluffy.
plays.
Hi. Hello.
And again,
It's the best noises. It's like, oh my god, dude. How can you not love Balloon Boy?
after we've heard 2 vent noises and 2 of those sound effects, he's most likely in his quote-unquote kill stage. He can't actually kill us.
This is kill stage. See that? Take a look at that kill stage. Real scary, right?
He just deactivates our flashlight and assists in our murder. And that's pretty much it. These vent animatronics are the biggest reason why we die in these nights. Since there's 4 different animatronics, all the vent clanging can get really confusing. The other 2
Sorry,
animatronics,
the vent clanking?
Freddy and Foxy, we don't really have to worry about. They're
I'm sorry, I think I got brain rot. Just when I hear clanking, I just I'm not gonna explain it. I'm not gonna explain it.
AI levels are so low that we barely even see them throughout the night. And there we go. Bada bing, bada boom. That was only night 2. Oh my god. Night 3 is where everything that can go bad does go bad. There's 2 more animatronics, a way more aggressive Foxy and Puppet, and there's also a lot more feces in my pants. In this night, we of course
Bro, it's night 3. Chill.
have to talk about the withered animatronics. We were introduced to withered Foxy last night, but in this night, we're introduced to 3 more. Withered Freddy, withered Bonnie, and withered Chica. I'm not going to be explaining the movement patterns anymore because they're all really simple. They all start off in parts and service. Withered Freddy's going to get into our room through the hallway, withered Bonnie's going to get in through the left vent, and withered Chica's going to get in through the right vent. Basically, Withered Freddy works the exact same as Toy Freddy, and Withered Chica and Withered Bonnie switch vents compared to Toy Chica and Toy Bonnie. That's how they get to our room to kill us, but we kinda don't want that, so how do we get rid of them? There's gotta be some super cool sound effect that plays only for the Withered animatronics. No. Like I said, Withered Freddy works the exact same as Toy Freddy, so you can see him down the hallway and he'll slowly get closer until he actually enters the room to try and jump scare you. Once he's in the room, you
Alright, have a good night,
obviously
guys.
put on the mask, or you at least try to. Bro, what the f was that, bro? God damn
The
it, bro.
worst.
For anybody wondering,
Dude, FNAF 2 is really rage-inducing, specifically for that. Where if your mouse, you know, gets caught on something, or like you just flick the wrong way, and then you eventually do get the mask on, but you already know that you're dead because it was too slow. It's like the worst 3 seconds of your life.
what happened there, I was trying to put on the mask, but since I had just put down the camera, the mask button wasn't actually on the screen. So when
I
I
hear
tried
you,
to flick it
man.
down, it wasn't there, and the
As far as I'm aware, there's no keyboard controls. Maybe there's like controller control. I don't know. Isn't FNAF on like the Switch or something? That's crazy. I don't know, but I only ever use mouse.
button wouldn't load in because my mouse was already on the spot. And that's all Withered Freddy does. He's really easy because he's one of the only animatronics that we can actually see. Whenever we put our camera down, we just want to make sure we put our mask down as well. And if he spawns in our office, then we already have our mask on. And that's definitely not the case for the other 2. Withered Chica and Withered Bonnie are seriously one of the biggest problems in this challenge. Withered Chica and Withered Bonnie work the exact same as Toy Bonnie. Once they're in the vent and they have one more successful movement opportunity, they'll be in their kill phase. One more movement after that and they'll automatically be in our room. If our camera's up while they come into our room, the camera will
Oh, hey,
automatically
Kensai.
close and we'll be forced to put on our mask.
Glad you could make it
If
to
we
the
don't put
stream.
on the mask in time, well, you know. One thing I learned is that you can't
My eyes have
actually
been
take off your
oozy, is that
mask during
bad?
this animation. Knowing this, whenever one of them came into my room, I would put on my mask and hold my mouse over top of the mask button. This meant that the game knew I wanted to take off my mask but wouldn't let me, so right when I'm able to, it takes it off for me. Now, explaining all of this, it sounds really easy, and it would be if it weren't for the one thing I mentioned earlier. Unlike Balloon Boy and Mangled, there's no specific sounds when these 2 enter my vent. That means that this one noise is used for when these
I think that's the same sound effect used in FNAF 3, right? Also, Baby and Zulu, thank you for the follows, guys. Welcome.
These 5 enter my vent. These 4 go into their attack phase. These 4 when they actually attack.
Why is he saying enter my vent, dude? It just... There's something wrong with my brain, dude. I feel like I'm shackle-pilled again. This is just strange.
And all vent animatronics when they leave. I feel like this...
Like, just be honest with me, though. Like, I mean, who the hell is saying enters my vent? It's enters the vent. That's what everyone else is saying.
One clip encapsulates this entire problem perfectly.
I love the gameplay of FNAF 2, man.
Bro, there's so much noise, I don't even know what's happening anymore. In the span of 25 seconds, there were 4 different vent noises that played, and just to remind you, it could be this many noises. So to say that this night was extremely easy would be stupid, and if you say that, I'll slap you. But I don't want to make this seem like a very big deal because we have a lot more nights left.
I'm not even gonna lie, I feel like I have to go back and look at my own gameplay from FNAF 2. I feel like this is kind of how I played FNAF 2. I don't think I even used the lights. Like you was talking about the vent lights, I don't think I ever even did that, ever. I really don't ever remember using that feature, ever. It was just like, do music box, flash flashlight, put on mask. I would do the lights. Okay, I would do the lights in the vents every single time. But I never did the camera lights or the camera vents, whatever it's called. Okay, yeah, I definitely did spam lights. That definitely was a part of my sequence. Who does anything else? I don't know. Do you feel like he's gaslighting us a little bit then? He's like, oh yeah, I mean, I'm using the flashlight, but like, I'm still not using the vent lights. I didn't even know that was a thing. I feel like nobody did. Anime fan. Thank you for the follow.
We're almost at the end of the week, but night 4 is not easy. If you notice from the intro card, last night the highest AI difficulty an animatronic had was 3, and now we have animatronics up to 7. And it's convenient because the one with the highest difficulty is our biggest problem. I'm of course talking about Withered Foxy. He may or may not have been the source of the problem during this night, maybe like a few times. I was literally about to bring it up. You literally saw me. I was literally about to flick down to bring it up and flash it. What?
Wow.
What am I supposed to do?
Wait, I just realized that's the one that people use. Do you guys know the Terraria mod where like there's a 1 out of like 10,000 second chance that you get scared by Foxy? I want to play Terraria again with that mod installed. That's the one that they use for the jump scare.
Can't do anything. The problem is there's so many vent animatronics that I wanted to be in the mask as much as possible. And obviously when I'm wearing the mask, Withered Foxy is not a big fan of us. This night was looking like it was going to be a massive struggle, but then I found the secret. You. You better be gone. If you... Okay, 20. Just to make sure this actually works, I tried it again.
Flashing him specifically 20 times?
Wait, does that actually... No way. It's 20. And, you know, 3rd time's the charm.
What?
Is he gonna be gone? It's 20. It's 20. That was it. 20 flashlight flashes and Foxy would just disappear.
What?
And that was one of our problems solved. We couldn't die to Foxy if he was just never there. And the other problem is pretty obvious. We have 5 vent animatronics in this night that pretty much make the exact same noise. Toy Bonnie has the lowest AI difficulty.
Dude, I'm shook. That seems so, like, arbitrarily strange. Like, why? Okay, cool. I feel like you don't normally learn that in a playthrough, though, right? Like, that is so strange.
Of all of them at a level 1. If we get lucky enough, then he literally won't show up throughout the entire night, and that's what we were hoping for. The next animatronic, Balloon Boy, who has a level of 3, is the bane of my existence.
Oh, the music box.
Since Withered Foxy has the highest AI difficulty we've seen so far, Balloon
Dude,
Boy
look at that smug fuck. Look at that smug fuck, man.
He has the highest AI difficulty we've seen so far. Balloon Boy deactivating my flashlight is literally the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah, makes
Withered
sense.
Chica and Withered Bonnie both have an AI difficulty of 4 towards the end of the night, but they're super easy to deal with as long as we put our mask down right when we close the camera. And that, of course, just leaves Mangle with an AI difficulty of 5. With such a high difficulty, you would expect her to be the biggest problem in this night, but she actually wasn't. This is because of what I mentioned earlier. Whenever she's going to attack, she plays a sound effect that is exclusive to only her. So
And it's also
whenever I
loud as
heard
shit.
that sound effect, again, it's this one,
Yeah.
I would just put my mask on and keep it on until I didn't hear that noise anymore, because that meant she left my vent. That's generally how I would get rid of all those animatronics, but sadly, that's not how it's gonna work anymore.
Damn, Mangle goes from 1 to 10
Yup,
in a single
the
night.
AI's in double digits now. This is where it starts to get real. By now, I've explained everything that I actually wanted to, so during this night, I'm just gonna talk about everything that happened. Think of it as me almost commentating over
What's
the
crazy
night.
when people decided to decode the Mangle audio? Wait, what? Also, yeah, Mangle is my favorite. I don't know if you were here when I was playing FNAF 2, but yeah, I always said that basically what was happening is all of the animatronics were against me, and Mangle would always come out and hang out in my room in the top ceiling to, like, shoo all of the other animatronics away, by, like, shooting out an EMP. Like, get out of here, Baka. So, Mangle was actually my buddy.
But also not. The footage you're watching right now is of the winning attempt. I had a lot of failed attempts, but I'm not going to show those completely because there's no point. That vent noise you just heard was Balloon Boy. I was assuming that he was just leaving because I had my mask on for such a long time.
And let me guess, he's gonna appear.
Yep, that noise
Oh,
wasn't just
no.
Balloon Boy. All right, now we're back to the actual attempt.
You didn't know that audio Mangle plays is like a cop radio responding to an incident. Interesting.
To start off the night, I was not going to touch anything apart from winding up the music box until I heard this noise.
Wait, oh my god, dude. I know that this is from FNAF 2, don't get me wrong, like, I know that. Somehow the connection never, like, happened, though, that, like, people use this audio in YouTube videos all the time. Like, all the time. I think one of the editors I hired used this before in one of my own videos.
This meant that something entered the hallway, and it was presumably Withered Foxy, which meant I had to use the flashlight.
For some reason, I, like, didn't connect it was to a FNAF sound in, like, in regular YouTube videos, like when it's not a FNAF video. I don't know why. It's weird.
During this first part, our biggest concern is Balloon Boy, because if you remember, his movement pattern is very, very short, meaning he can get to our office extremely fast. I lost quite a few 3 a.m., 4 a.m. runs just because of this stupid chunk.
FNAF sound design is literally peak, and the voice acting is also superb.
Child. What? Here's that clip again. Balloon Boy was already in his attack phase, and I had my mask down for around 3.5 seconds, which I felt was long enough to have him go away, but obviously it wasn't. Here's another one for good measure. I don't know. That vent noise you just heard is again what I assumed to be Balloon Boy leaving. I had my mask down for a decent amount of time, and I thought it was enough for him to actually leave, but again, it wasn't. What? I see this face.
What do you mean they only ever speak in UCM? That's not true. Sister Location, they have voice acting. There's voice acting in like almost every game after Sister Location, I thought, or at least that's what I was told.
My nightmares. When it hits 1 a.m., both Toy Bonnie and Balloon Boy's AI difficulty gets decreased, but all the withered animatronics are increased by a lot.
Oh, that's
This in
interesting.
turn makes the night more difficult, but it makes it less confusing. We have more aggressive and more difficult animatronics to deal with, but we don't have to guess on where vent animatronics are anymore. The only animatronics with high AI difficulties are Mangle, Withered Chica, and Withered Bonnie. Withered Chica and
Okay, yes. Phone guy. Which is really good. Genuinely, like, he's such an icon. Oh my gosh, dude. Phone guy slays. I love him.
Withered Bonnie can easily be beaten by putting your mask down right when you put your camera down, and Mangle again has her own sound effect. Now don't get me wrong, those two animatronics are not gone. They're still here, they just have a smaller AI difficulty than the rest of the animatronics.
It's actually crazy that on night 5 they put Bonnie's AI level to 1.
When it hits 4 a.m., any strategy that I had, if you can even call them strategies, they're out the window. They don't exist. It literally just becomes opening my camera to wind up the music box, occasionally flashing the hallway, and any other time is spent with the mask on. I just don't know what's going on in the vents anymore. An animatronic could be in their attack phase, or they couldn't be. I have no idea. But whatever. Just for a bit of fun, I'll show you the final moments of this night.
Man, dude, FNAF 2 is so stressful. Take me back, man. Take me back. There's level 1 Bonnie! Level 1 Bonnie!
Oh, come on! Oh my god, that is painful. Oh my... all of that for $100 goddamn dollars.
$100. Yo,
Ugh.
Moonletter!
Perfect. We're done with this night, but
Thank you
the
so much for
only
the
problem
raid.
is, if you know these games, we're not done.
Welcome. How was your stream? What did you play? And no, I did not just finish FNAF 2. I just finished Sister Location, actually. And now I'm going back watching, like, random challenge videos at the moment. I've kind of been, like, addicted to that at the moment. So that's sort of been, like, my thing. But thank you for the follow.
Throughout both no light challenges in the first game and this game, this night is by far the hardest thing I've ever done. If you saw on the intro card, over half of the animatronics in this night have a double-digit AI difficulty. There is one
Foxy
animatronic that I
level
haven't talked about,
15?
and that's because he's basically irrelevant unless you're Matthew Patrick or you're doing the custom night. That animatronic is, of course, Withered Golden Freddy. The way his AI works is extremely confusing, and I don't really want to talk about it, but I'll try. Basically, the most simple way I can explain it, if you're not using your flashlight, he has a chance to appear in the hallway, and once you see him in the hallway, if you use your flashlight too much, he'll kill you. He can also appear in your office. Every 5 seconds, he creates a random number between 0 and 20, and again, if his AI difficulty is greater than that, then he's gonna appear. When you see him in your office,
God, don't you still miss MatPat, though? Man. I do miss him.
you have to put on your mask like everybody else, but you just have to do this really fast. And again, I'm pretty sure that's how he works, but I don't care, and hopefully you don't care, so let's get into the actual night. There are 3 problems with this night that I'm going to talk about each individually. The first obvious problem...
Like, dude, losing MatPat and then also losing, oh my gosh, blanking on his name is the worst, because I'm literally talking about how he means so much to the community. The freaking, oh my god, dude, why am I blanking on his name? The other guy that also retired very shortly, or like at the similar time as, oh my god, he always wears the red shirt. He always wears a red shirt. He has short gray hair. Oh, it is Tom Scott. Dude, I wanted to say Tom Scott, and for some reason I thought that was like the developer of thought that was the developer of FNAF. What is wrong with my brain?
Problem being Withered Foxy. He's an obvious problem because his difficulty is 15. Why are they doing this to me? And to make matters worse, our fancy 20 flashlight trick doesn't even work anymore. Most of the time, he just appears back in the hallway anyways. So instead, I created this new strategy where when he shows up, I would flash him around 10 times, and then every single time I flipped down my camera, I would flash him 2 more times. It's definitely not the best strategy, but it helped me not die, so I mean, I'll take it. Our next problem is the vent animatronics, specifically both Withered Chica and Withered Bonnie, and of course, Balloon Boy. Before
How much a night would it take for you to live the FNAF experience IRL? See, I feel like you're asking the wrong gal a little bit, because I would be willing to be one of the animatronics. I would do that. I would absolutely do that.
we can talk about the vent animatronics, I want to talk about this really weird thing that happened. I was on my regular spree of being bad at this game and died 3 times in a row. The first time I died, I unlocked a secret minigame, which is just a really rare occurrence if you get killed.
Dude, dude, imagine walking around at like 1 a.m. going like da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da. Oh my gosh, it'd be so fun. One day in Zeros, thank you for the follows, guys.
And this was pretty interesting. I walked around, saw some dead kids, and then I won. But it's what happened after this that was really interesting. The next time I died, I got another secret minigame. This one involved giving cake until some kids turned into Elmo and then one got killed. Now that's pretty crazy enough, I got back-to-back death minigames. But it's what happened after this that was even crazier. That's right, the third time I died, I got another secret minigame. This game involves giving gifts to dead children and of
Oh, if I was making it sound like we've never seen this before. He's like, guys, I found this secret minigame. So crazy.
course, I beat the high score and dabbed on all the dead kids. I have no idea what the odds are for getting these minigames 3 times in a row, but if you figure it out, leave a comment down below because I'd really like to see it. Alright, now we're back to complaining about vent animatronics. Whenever I put down my mask to avoid any of their attacks, my mask is down for around 5 seconds. During these 5 seconds, not only can Foxy still attack me, but also the music box still goes down. So if I get a string of bad luck where Withered Bonnie attacks, and then after I flip down my camera, Withered Chica attacks, this means that I pretty much can't wind up the music box or flash Foxy for around 10 seconds, which basically means I'm
It's
dead.
over.
And
Okay.
really, there's no good way to deal with this. I just tried my best to keep track of Foxy and wind up the music box when I could, and just hoped that I didn't get killed. But now we get to the problem that is specific to this challenge, Balloon Boy. This one child is the reason for me losing probably half my runs. He's extremely aggressive throughout this night with an AI difficulty of 9, but the biggest problem is his sound effects. When he enters my vent, he'll play a noise similar to this.
Hi.
And that's perfect. When he enters my vent and I hear that sound effect, then I know it's actually him in that vent. The problem becomes
Thanks for the follow, Corby. Also, guys, I really want that Foxy plush. I really want that Foxy plush real bad, man. Does anyone have it? Gosh, man, I really want one. But I also really, I really want like a Neuro and Beetle plush too. That's like the top 3 plushes I want. Well, and Evil too, of course.
when he leaves my vent after failing his attack phase. If he fails an attack, instead of playing that same sound effect, he'll only play the vent sound effect. This is extremely bad because I have no way of telling if it was him failing his attack or if it was literally any other vent animatronic in the game moving
Yeah, it's
around.
horrible.
So this led to a lot of guessing, which
It really does show just like how clustered it is. Like, it's not a shock that, you feel so overwhelmed with so many animatronics here, because it truly is overwhelming and they just like overlap each other. It's actually insane. Like, it feels so almost strange to play this game in comparison with all the others, at least so far with the ones that I've played, where it's like, because like in all the other games, it's very easy to like track each animatronic and like know what they do and like kind of what paths they take and stuff like that. in this, it's like, whoa, there's like 3 withered animatronics in the front of the door. Oh shit, all of a sudden one just randomly appeared over there. And it's like, I don't know. And again, certain ones like literally do the same thing as others, as he was almost kind of saying. It's strange, man. It's strange. This is such a crazy, hectic FNAF game for sure.
Most of the time was very, very wrong.
I feel like most people probably say FNAF 2 is the hardest FNAF game out of like the first 4. How would you rate the first 4 in terms of difficulty? I feel like I feel it's probably like 2, 4, 1, 3. Or like 2, 1, maybe 4, 1. 4, 2, 1, 3. I feel like 3 is definitely the easiest to me. FNAF 1 I actually had the hardest time with. For those of you that do not know, FNAF 1 took me 4 streams to beat. FNAF 2 took me 2 streams, FNAF 3 took me 2 streams, FNAF 4 took me 2 streams, and Sister Location took me 2 streams. So I have double the playtime on FNAF 1. Yeah.
That noise you just heard is what I thought to be Balloon Boy leaving, and you'll soon find out it wasn't. What? I heard the noise.
Oh, was FNAF 3 one stream? It might have been.
I thought he left, man.
I'm not flexing. No. Oh my god. Look at that still frame. I think my the time it took me to beat games was lower on average. Like, you know, if you go on Google, well, assuming you know this, if you don't, here's education for you. If you want to know how long the general player takes to beat a game, you can type how long to beat in Google and then the name of the game, and then there's a website called How Long to Beat, and it shows you like people that are like skilled and are rushing through the game, people that take a casual pace, people that are just kind of playing through the main story versus completionists. It kind of gives you a really good idea of like how long it'll take. And yeah, in general, it took me longer in all games.
You are such a piece of
I re-rigged my model on Thursday, Amadeus.
Okay, so it's... What the f***? He did 3 last time, and this time he did 2. Bro, I have
Dude,
down for so long! Yeah, he is not fun. The third and final problem that I want to talk about is the music box.
But he's such a sweet boy.
The music box works with the last 2 problems to make this night absolutely terrible. I want to make sure that it's constantly wound
night
up,
5,
but since
right?
it decreases
Or no,
by
we're on
so
6.
much,
Shit, I'm an idiot.
and I have to balance this with
Oh yeah,
flashing
because we saw the paycheck, duh.
Foxy and keeping my mask on forever, it's really easy to get behind on one of these 3 things, and the problem is any of these can kill me. There were so many times that the music box almost ran out. The main strategy I had was winding it up in quarters. This worked most of the time, but if the meter was really far down, I would try and charge it to at least
1/3.
half.
Ooh,
And that's
yeah.
all I have to say about this night. It's really just about keeping your mask on for as long as possible and hoping that the animatronics aren't absolutely horrible. And yeah, enjoy the single most stressful 30 seconds of my entire life.
Gosh. FNAF 2 also has to be like the most stressful game, right? I feel like you're just always on edge. I remember sweating in my Kigurumi mask the most in FNAF 2 as well. Oh my god. Like, just like, look at this gameplay. It's just like so stressful.
Oh my god! Oh, that was the worst! Oh my god! Oh my.
$20.
Oh.
Just actually makes feel so much worse. You play through the first 5 nights and it's like $100. That's terrible, but at least it's $100. Doing one night and realizing that that's $20 a night, it's like, dude, just kill me now.
My heart rate is about 100 bajillion. And there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have officially completed Five Nights at Freddy's 2 without using the lights a single time. If you do want to see any of these nights in full, I'll be releasing a video later this week which has all of them in it. Now I am aware there is one thing I didn't do in this video, and that's of course the custom night. But since this video is already a half an hour long, I'm gonna leave it for a different video. If you do want to see me try and complete the custom night without using the lights, let me know in the comments below, and of course, like the video.
You know actually, you know what I think would be way more interesting? If he did this, but then he turned Foxy's AI value to 1, and then doesn't use the flashlight. Wouldn't that be pretty interesting? I wonder if that would be possible.
I don't really have much else to add. I do plan on playing the other FNAF games, so if you have any other challenges that you want to see me do in those games, or maybe another one for FNAF 1, also let me know in the comments. But as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Yeah, that was like... It's funny, like... That felt... I don't know... That felt limiting in kind of like just a tough way, right? Like all he really had to do was just like the same thing and kind of just pray that it worked. There wasn't really camera management, right? Like it's pretty much like you wind the music box, you flash the light 20 times, you always put on the mask anytime you put down the cam, and you kind of just like repeat the process. And luckily, like you just can do that sometimes if the AI is a little bit more forgiving. So I don't know. That one, like, while it was fun to watch, the challenge itself kind of like, I don't know, it didn't seem, well, it kind of made sense, right? Because on night 2, it's already like, we have to break challenge rules. It felt like it wasn't like fully made for it.